Good day. Welcome. Today it's going to be Major Saturday, so we're going to discuss some more about the majors, as we have not been covering them too much in the recent week. Which ones will be discussed? Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar, and some portion of Ontology, as I feel like that one is looking really well. Recently, the altcoins have been showing some serious momentum. Elrond, Zilliqa, Kyber, and some other altcoins have been doing really well. I'm suspecting that the coming period during the summer will just continue being an altcoin period. While maybe Q4 could be a retracement period before we get another alt season in the January-February period, which is always a good period for altcoins. But what can we expect from Ethereum and the other majors? And generally, we see the exact same occurrence here as we've seen previously on any push up. And if you see it in previous rallies to the upwards momentum, you can see that there's just a consolidation period, and which is likely or just healthy to see. Rally to the upside, FOMO wick, drop back down, consolidation. Here as well, consolidation for a month, another consolidation period, and the exact same occurrence is here. In that regard, I assume that we're going to see some more consolidation here, in which it seems not unlikely that we might even tap towards 216 to 14 one more time before we continue. But overall, it's not unexpected to see consolidation after such a rally to the upwards momentum. This main view is still remaining the same here, in which I'm assuming that this has to hold on a daily time frame, and if it does, we can see continuation. And the more we tap into this resistance zone, it's likely that we're going to break out of that resistance zone. And once we break out of that resistance zone, I'm assuming that as we have taken the low here, we are going to take the high here and rally towards at least to 318 to 340 before we retrace. So this next push should be a significant one. And therefore we have to accumulate on a higher level and just consolidate, get some strength, compress with the prices. As you can see, prices are compressing, and then we see a volatile move occurring. In this regard, I'm assuming the same will happen, and then we should be taking the high. If we zoom in, basically it's just hopping down. What we see here is actually the same as what we saw on Zilliqa. Support level gets broken down, so we ready to drop towards the previous high. We bounce on the previous high, rejected at the previous support, and confirmed for resistance, through which we drop down. And as we have tested this low once, it's likely that we break below the low again, in which we test the OB over here. We held, and right now we see the exact same on this resistance level. So based on the 4 hour, we are currently trending down or in between. In that regard, I won't be surprised that we test this level one more time around the 4 hour OB, which is around 222 and 224. If we, in case of a drop down during the weekend, and we face this level again, if we lose this level, I might be assuming that we can get a wick towards 214 or 27. And even if we get towards these two levels, it's not a bad cause. It's still an upward trend, as the previous lows are still lower as these two levels. We might get it. If we approach this support level here and we accelerate rather than slow down. So for instance, if we get this, we have this structure here in which we do this. And if we slow down and keep on hanging here, which in this case would be the 222 level, it seems likely that we're creating bullish divergence and just have a deviation below the low. Once we reclaim above, it seems likely that we're going to test the highs here and that the drop and the retracement is over. I'm checking if I can see any of these examples, like for instance here. In case of this drop down and we slam dunk through and we start to accelerate and take this low again, then it's likely that we're going to test the lows here. So right now it's in between. We are in a weekend move. Weekends are trappy. So once we get one move down, maybe Bitcoin 9.1 wick, we get a CME gap. So it's likely that we get this in the week either way. And right now it's just in between levels. If we crack this level and ready above 238, it seems likely that we're going to range in the higher level again. And then we're getting into the bullish perspective as we have discussed. So I'm sticking behind the view on Ethereum. Not much to say furthermore. Still following the plan. I've painted this earlier. Preferably you want to see green hold. If green holds, that would be a nice entry for the long. We've got into a fairly specific compression period here. If we take this high, we likely take this high, and then we likely even rally towards, I guess we're going to rally towards 3.1 first, toward 3.1 to 3.4, and then we might even rally towards the range high. So this compression usually ends up in an impulsive wave, as you see here, with or without a drop towards this green area. So the view on Ethereum is remaining the same, so we can move towards a stellar, in which we can see that we are still in the construction that we wanted. However, we are still showing weakness. We are facing the 100-day and 200-day MA as support, so you basically don't want to see it lose the level. Last lender is probably the green zone between 710 to 727. Which means that you might have a wick into this green level, then reclaim 750 would be the trigger. Preferably you just want to see it hold in this range, and when we bounce up, break above 760, continue the rally, it seems likely that we're going to break the range high. Just as we have been discussing in the previous videos, the more often you test the range high of such a range, the more likely it is that the next test will be a breakout, and especially given that we are also acting above the 100-day and 200-day MA right now, and we are constructing higher lows, and there is some serious volume coming in. I'm assuming that we're just going to hold this green zone at the levels we have been pointing out, and then we bounce up and continue the rally. In general, I'm assuming that altcoins will fairly have their time once Bitcoin breaks up, or at least continues the upwards grind. Right now it's indecisive, so once it breaks 9.6, I'm assuming that altcoins will start to continue rallying. XLM USD, I'm using the USD chart right now, not the USDT chart, as I've painted it here. The same tests have been done here, as you can see. Currently testing the OB, which is also a significant level, as we can spot. Resistance, support, resistance, support, and now resistance, resistance, support. Similar, if we bounce up, that will be nice, and then we continue, and then the next test will be a breaker. If we lose this level, I'm assuming we're going to test the level around 5 cents, so then probably you'll be stopped out. Same bearish rejection here, you can see, same occurrence as on Ethereum, might hold here. If we drop back down, we might get the test here again before we continue the rally. Then Ripple. Yeah, it's showing weakness, as we can see. And there's uptrend, downtrend right now. So we can still be having an uptrend from here. But we have to hold a substantial level, which is this green OB here. That might be providing support, but if we lose this green OB, I would not be unsurprised if we test these lows here, so that would definitely be a trigger for my stop loss. Why am I saying it's in a downtrend right here? Is that bearish, we dropped down, we test support, bearish rejection, flipped for support, rallied above the previous high, another bearish rejection, drop below, and then this level will be confirmed for resistance again, after which we are testing support here. So what you want to see right now on Ripple is quite simple and basically. We are in between the 100-day and 200-day MA. You want to see this hold, break above, and make the higher low, in which this level provides support. which is 19 cents. If we get that, so we break above towards 20 and we flip 90, we also flip back above the 200-day MA and we get the compression going, in which this higher low would make a substantial case in which we are going to test these highs. And once we test these highs again and break through, it would not be surprised that we're ready towards 28 or 24 cents. So right now it's not looking too well, as you see. Losing green, and I'm going to suspect that we are testing these levels here. If we hold green and we break above 19 cents and flip for 19 cent support, then that's a great. BTC pair, still the same figure. We rejected here. I thought we were actually flipping it, but once we get that flip, that would be a case for a long entry, as we have been discussing. And then we get towards the bullish case, which is ontology. Sideways accumulation, and then we get expansion. So not much to say here, despite that we've tested this level, wicked a little bit further to hit stops. And right now we are basically doing what we wanted to be doing. Preferably you want to see the higher low here above these highs, which is around 53 cents. If we do and break towards the resistance, it seems likely after these tests that the resistance breaks. And then the next test is 76 cents or maybe even 90 cents. So this is actually looking quite well. It's following the plan I wanted it to be doing. The flip of 53 cents would suit continuation on this one. And if we get towards the BTC case, we can see that we are stuck in a range with deviation. And right now we have been tapping the resistance many times, which actually fuels the inverse head and shoulder structure. Based on that, if we tap the resistance again and break through it after holding above 580, I'm assuming we might ready towards an 820 cents. Alright, that's a short video on the majors today. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you liked the video, please like beneath, subscribe to the channel, reply to the video and say what you want to say about it. Follow me on Twitter. And have a great weekend. Thank you for watching.